Hi, everybody. Welcome to AADL Storytime. My name is Elizabeth. I'm happy you all are watching right now, and some of you might be watching later. It's always great to share stories with people, and we have some good stories today. Our summer game, I'm wearing my summer game shirt. It is starting next week. Very exciting. We're excited next Friday to share some of the great stuff we have planned. It's going to look a little different this year, but we'll still have badges and you'll still be able to log your reading and explore the city and all of that great stuff and earn points to use for fun things in the summer game shop. So that is next Friday, June 12th. Get ready for that. And we'll get started, I guess, and say hello to everybody. If I can see your hands. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as fast as we can. Hello! Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as slow as we can. Hello. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as high as we can. Hello! Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as low as we can. Hello. Couple more. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as loud as we can. Hello! Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as soft as we can. Nice job, everybody. Can I see your fingers? Open them, shut them. Open them, shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. Open them, shut them. Open them, shut them. Lay them on your lap, lap. Creep them, creepy, creepy, creep them right up to your chin, chin, chin. Open wide your little mouth, ah, but do not let them in. Shake them, shake them, shake them, shake them, just like this, this, this. Roll them, roll them, roll them, roll them. Blow a little kiss. Mwah! Nice job, everybody. All right, let's figure out what our storytime theme is today. That theme starts with the letter V, kind of a letter we don't do quite as much. What are some things that start with V? Let's think. How about van, or the state, Virginia, or, I'm trying to think of an animal. Oh, a velociraptor, a kind of dinosaur. We have these stories today because we have stories about visiting, going to visit. So that will be some of my favorite stories today, actually. We actually have a couple books that we're reading that have some really fun illustrations. So V for visiting. And before we hear our first story, let's take our big stretch out wide. Big stretch up tall. Give yourself a hug. Tap your knee. Tap your nose. Tap your ear. Here's your ear. Tap your elbow. One more big stretch out wide. stretch up tall. All right, our first story today, I'm going to get a little closer because I'm going to read a book. Our first story today is just called Grandma. And for many people, visiting grandma is a super fun thing to do. And for the kid in this story, it definitely is. Every summer, I go to stay with Grandma. Grandma lives near the ocean. Mom and Dad give her strict instructions to wear me out. At 7 o'clock every morning, Grandma wakes me with classical music and blackberry jam on toast. By 8 o'clock, she has cleaned the whole house, weeded the vegetable garden, done enough baking for a month, put on her best dress and her pink lipstick, and is ready to go. On our way to the beach, we stop at the arcade. Grandma always gets highest score, play again, on the high-speed driving games. She says when she had lots of practice when she and Grandpa used to go motorcycle racing. At the beach, we write our names in the sand, but Grandma makes one up. She doesn't like her real name. It's Minnie. I don't think there's anything wrong with that name. I make a sandcar, and we sit in it until a huge wave comes in. Grandma chases me with a crab, but I get back at her with some seaweed. At the edge of the water, Grandma holds up her skirt so that it won't get wet. Then we rub the sand off of our feet, and I ask why one of her little toes sticks out. Grandma says that she was barefoot once when she and Grandpa were out dancing, and her toe got caught in the hem of his pants when they spun in opposite directions. It's never been the same since. I'm allowed to have ice cream, but Grandma says definitely no bubblegum. We go for a trip around the shore in an old fishing boat. It smells funny. Grandma wishes she'd brought her net so she could catch something for our dinner. It's a steep walk home. Grandma says it's easier if you go sideways, like crabs on the beach. When we get home, I empty the sand out of my socks and the shells from my pockets. Then Grandma fills the tub for my bath. I'm worn out. The next morning, Grandma wakes me with classical music and blackberry jam on toast. Soon she will be ready to go again. The end. That grandma sounds fun to me. I want to go visit her. All right, let's stretch our legs a little bit with a dance. One way you might travel to visit somebody is by taking a train. And so we are going to sing the Little Red Caboose song, and it goes like this. Little red caboose, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose behind the train, 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 train. Smokestack on its back, chug, chug, chug. Going down the track, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose behind the train. Little red caboose, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose behind the train, 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 train. Smokestack on its back, chug, chug, chug. Going down the track, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose behind the train. Little red caboose, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose behind the train, 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 train. Smokestack on its back, chug, chug, chug. Going down the track, chug, chug, chug. Little red caboose behind the train. Yay! All right, let's sit back down. And can I see your fingers? I have 10 fingers. They all belong to me. I can make them do things. Do you want to see? I can make them jump high. I can make them jump low. I can fold them tight and hold them just so. I can squeeze them tight. I can open them wide. I can wave them all around. I can make them all hide. I can make them jump high. I can make them jump low. I can fold them tight and hold them just so. All right, our next story is about two best friends named Frog and Toad, and they often like to visit each other. They live nearby and they walk to each other's houses and pay each other a visit. And this story starts one day. Toad was in his yard and Frog came walking over to his house for a visit, and Frog was holding a beautiful bouquet of flowers. Toad said, "Frog, those flowers are beautiful. Where did you get them?" And Frog said, "Well, I grew them in my garden. And you could have a garden too if you wanted." "What? How?" said Toad. How do I have a garden?" Well, Frog reached into his pocket and pulled out some seeds. And he handed them to Toad, and he said, "Toad, plant these seeds, and soon enough, you will have flowers just like my beautiful bouquet." "Oh, how soon?" said Toad. "Well, quite soon," said Frog. Toad was so excited. After Frog left, he ran out and he planted the seeds in his yard, in his garden. And then he sat and he looked at them, and he said, "Seeds, start growing." Well, nothing happened. So Toad said it louder. "Seeds, start growing." Still, nothing happened. So at the top of his lungs, Toad shouted, "Seeds, start growing!" Well, Frog came running up the path. He said, "Toad, what is all this commotion?" "I'm yelling at my seeds to grow," said Toad. "What? No, said Frog. "Your poor seeds are probably frightened of you yelling at them. Just give them some water and wait a while and they will grow." "Oh, my poor seeds are frightened of me," said Toad. All right. So he did what Frog suggested. He gave his seeds some water and then he went inside. He looked out the window every so often, but still nothing. That night, Toad was lying in bed and he looked outside to see if his seeds had started to grow. Nothing. He said, "Oh, my poor seeds are probably afraid of the dark. I will go read them some bedtime stories." So he gathered up some of his favorite books and he went out and he read them bedtime stories all night long. The next day, Toad decided maybe his seeds would like some music. So he got out his bugle and played music for them. Still, the seeds did not start to grow. Toad thought maybe his seeds would like some poetry. So he chose his favorite book of poems and he read his seeds poem after poem after poem. Still, his seeds did not start to grow. He thought maybe his seeds would like to be sung to. So he he sang his seeds every song that he knew. And still nothing. I'm so sad. My seeds are too scared to grow. This is terrible. And he was so exhausted from trying to care for his seeds that he lay down and he fell asleep. He slept for a very long time. And he awoke to Frog, who was running up the path and said, Toad, wake up. Look at your seeds." Well, Toad said, "Oh, what? He looked down and sure enough, all of his seeds had started to grow. "Oh, Frog, I'm so happy my seeds aren't scared anymore," said Toad, "and soon I will have a beautiful garden like you." "That's right, Toad," said Frog. The end. Nice listening, everybody. That's one of my favorite ones to tell. Some of you might have gardens. I have a garden this year, and I'm growing some pepper, some tomatoes, some basil, some Swiss chard, some onions. So it's a good time to start a garden if you have room and if you haven't done so yet. All right, let's stand up again and do another little stretch. Do a dance. Let's be pirates. Ready? That's another way you could visit someone, maybe, is on a ship. When I was one, I sucked my thumb on the day I went to sea. I jumped on board a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." When I was two, I tied my shoe on the day I went to sea. I jumped on board a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." When I was 3, did we already do 3? I don't think so. When I was 3, I tapped my knee on the day I went to sea. I jumped on board a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." When I was 4, I shut the door on the day I went to sea. I jumped on board a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." Last one. When I was 5, I danced and jived on the day I went to sea. I jumped on board a pirate ship, and the captain said to me, "Oh, you go this way, that way, forwards, backwards, over the deep blue sea." Yay! All right, let's sit down for our last story. We are going to read another book, and this is a kind of a silly book, an older one called The Pig's Picnic. It was a perfect day for a picnic. Mr. Pig tried to look his best. He was going to ask Miss Pig to go on a picnic with him. "Gee, I hope she says yes," thought Mr. Pig. But he was worried, so he took a flower to impress her. On the way to visit Miss Pig's house, he met his friend the fox. When the fox heard about the picnic, he said, "Oh, let me give you some advice, Mr. Pig. Borrow my beautiful tail." "There, you see how foxy you look? Miss Pig will like that," said the fox. Mr. Pig was excited and pleased. Then he ran into his friend the lion. When the lion heard about the picnic, he said, "Oh, let me give you some advice, Mr. Pig. Borrow my beautiful hair." "There, see how courageous you look. Miss Pig will like that," said the lion. Mr. Pig was excited. He was pleased. Then he met his friend the zebra. When the zebra heard about the picnic, she said, "Let me give you some advice, Mr. Pig. Borrow my beautiful stripes." "There, you see how beautiful you look? Miss Pig will like that," said Zebra. Mr. Pig was pleased. Oh, he had never felt so beautiful. He finally arrived at Miss Pig's house and knocked on the door. "Will you you go on a picnic with me?" he asked. Miss Pig was shocked. "Oh, no," she said. "Who is this monster? Oh, if you don't go away, I'll call Mr. Pig, and he'll take care of you." Mr. Pig ran back the way he came. He returned the tail to the fox, the hair to the lion, and the stripes to the zebra. And then he hurried back to Miss Pig's house, and once more he knocked on the door. All the way to the picnic. Oh, did I miss a page? Oh, there we go. "Will you go on a picnic with me?" he asked again. "Oh, Mr. Pig," Miss Pig cried, "I'm so glad to see you. Just now there was a horrible monster right here in this yard. I would love to go on a picnic with you, Mr. Pig." All the way to the picnic, Miss Pig talked about the scary monster who had visited her house. Her handsome friend, Mr. Pig, nodded sympathetically. It was a perfect day for a picnic. The end. That's kind of a silly one. That reminds me of a story that we like to tell in Storytime called Monkey Face, when the monkey borrows, or when he's drawing a picture for his mom that looks like his mom, but all the animals suggest that he add a lion's mane and zebra stripes and stuff like that, and then he gives it to his mom, and she's like, "Oh, well, that's very nice." Anyway, that was our last story, but let's just do one more dance before we say goodbye today. We can stand up, stretch out, move around. I'm gonna march, 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 march until I stop. I'm going to march, 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 march until I stop. I'm going to march, 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 march until I stop. Can you twist? I'm going to twist, 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 twist until I stop. I'm going to twist, 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 twist until I stop. I'm going to twist, 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 twist until I stop. Can you wiggle? I'm going to wiggle, 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 wiggle until I stop. I'm going to wiggle, 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 wiggle until I stop. I'm going to wiggle, 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 wiggle until I stop. Can you clap? I'm going to clap, 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 clap until I stop. I'm going to clap, 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 clap until I stop. I'm going to clap, 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 clap until I stop. Let's do one more. Oh, can you jump? If you're standing, you can jump. I'm going to jump, 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 jump until I stop. I'm going to jump, 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 jump until I stop. I'm going to jump, 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 jump until I stop. Great job, everybody. All right, well, I will be back next week to share some more stories with you, and we have tons of storytellers. As you know, someone is telling a story every day, every weekday at least, on AADL.TV. And if you haven't yet, if you like Storytime, you might like something called The Saturday Show, a special show that we developed for kids and adults, kids of all ages, shall we say, that is every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. And it's kind of a variety show with animals and sports and games and trivia and art and cooking and robots and puppets and lots of great stuff. So check that out on Saturday mornings at 11. And let's wave goodbye. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.